In this segment, we're just going to talk about a few things that we didn't cover in any of the other videos. Number one is the casters on the machine. When we refurbish a machine, we like to make sure that the wheels are all working properly. It really does facilitate when you have to do a repair if you can move the machine around easily. There are also typically levelers on these machines. I haven't found levelers to, I haven't found where the machine needs to be perfectly level to operate properly. One thing that those do come in handy for is if you're trying to raise the machine or to reach a certain table height. So the levelers do come in handy for that. The other thing is cleanliness. When we go through and refurbish a machine, we clean every inch of the insides and outsides of the cabinets. It's just good practice. It makes it a lot easier to see what's going on and whether things are working properly or not. I would never recommend running the machine without a cover on it. We've done a lot of training here with the covers off, but as far as operating the machine, I would always want to make sure when you're finished working on it to put the covers back on. And then lubrication. We did talk a little bit about it in the drive section, but you always want to use oil or light oil or WD-40 or something like that on the chains. Don't ever grease them. And as far as grease fittings and other places where grease goes on the machine, I would be very light with that. So no extra grease, because all really it does is attracts dust and debris over time. As far as cleaning the rollers go, if you have silicone or nitrile rollers, is what we mainly been dealing with on these machines, I recommend using rubbing alcohol. It doesn't have to be any specific percentage. That really just this is 91%. That just means it's got 9% water in it. And I like these blue shop towels, so I'll get the roller or the shop towel good and wet with alcohol and wipe it down. The outside of the machine and the covers, I have found that this Scrubbing Bubbles product has been very good. It takes off a lot of years of grease and grime from people's hands, and it just has been sort of a secret weapon for me for cleaning these machines. If you do get hot adhesive on the rollers, one way to take it off is with a rubber cement pad. You can find these in the hardware store where they sell supplies for belt sanders. Carpenters also use this, and woodworkers use this to clean the belts on a sander. So it's a rubber cement pad, and that's another thing to have handy to have around if you're working with heat activated materials. So that's the end of my show. I hope you learned a lot, and as I said at the beginning of this video series, that if there is definitely a shortage of technicians out there that know much about laminating machines and how they work. So I think that if you take what I've learned, what I've showed you here, along with your existing troubleshooting skills, you can become a much more valuable asset to your customer. I will close by saying thank you for watching, and again, I hope you learned a lot. Feel free to leave me comments and constructive criticism. I'd love to hear from you. I would say though that I'm not a professional actor. I'm a technician, salesperson, laminator guy, so please be kind with your comments. Thanks again.